The folks at Valve are twisting all their knobs and going full steam ahead, showing off some of the most exciting tech in the gaming landscape that we've seen in a while. We're going to get into all the new toys and our first impressions.
And there was a new MMO announced, PlayStation Plus stuff, I don't know. There was a new Steam machine announced. Who cares about anything else? Well, we'll talk about it, but we're going to do it right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest news from the video game industry. My name is Erect the Red, as always, joined by this man right here, Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
I am good. I'm really fired up. I keep wanting to just grab my mic and be like, yeah, let's get into it, baby. But we're gonna leave it set down here because it's probably gonna create some noise if I'm moving it around too much. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I was looking forward to this show all week. We got some very big news out of Valve, some new Steam stuff. So I'm excited to talk to you about that. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Nothing new in my world other than, some video games. Still, if you hear noises, I got a crazy new dog running around that you met last week or 2 weeks ago. But he's still, he always wants to be where I am. So if you hear weird noises, that's him. I'll put this chair here for him.
Oh, good. So get the co-host back.
Yeah.
There we go.
Exactly. What's going on with you?
Gaming-wise, this past week, I haven't really gotten into anything new. I just got Battlefield 6 just a couple weeks ago, so I'm really just still riding that train. I will say, we talked a little bit about the Battle Royale that dropped about a week ago, and I was not feeling it, didn't really think I was going to get into it. And for the most part, I'm really not. But they do, it's gotten the Call of Duty treatment where they don't care that you want to play multiplayer. They're going to just kind of force some of these challenges on you if you want to get all the points and do all the dailies and weeklies. But for the most part, it's easy. It's not win a match. It's finish 5 matches. So yeah, get in there, get eliminated, you're done. So I did jump into it, and there's 2 different versions of that. The whole thing is called RedSec, but one of it is it's the Gauntlet mode, and the other mode is the traditional duo or quads battle royale. So I played a little bit of the Gauntlet mode first, which is interesting because it's more like doing those missions that you start inside of the Battle Royale where it's go to this satellite and activate it and hold it for 30 seconds. It's like that, but it's almost in this layout of almost like a Fall Guys or something. You are playing on squads, but it's 8 squads stay, 2 squads go on that first round. Next one, they shuffle it up. You play with a different squad. You only move on if you get so many points holding these sectors until it gets down to the final squad. So that's pretty interesting, and I like that a little bit more than the standard Battle Royale. But I did jump into that as well. Didn't do too great. I think we finished somewhere in the middle in the 2 or 3 matches that I played. But for the most part, it's a lot like every other Battle Royale I've ever played. A lot like Fortnite and a lot like the Call of Duty Warzone version of it. And so nothing fantastic there that I can really say makes it stand out. The vehicles, as far as I remember, they had those in Warzone too, so that's not really even a huge plus for Battlefield. But for what I played, I enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I don't have to go in there too much to get these challenges out of the way.
Yeah. Did they have solo? Can you play it just by yourself in a match and do solo?
From the menu that I saw, not yet. That may be coming in the future, but for right now, I think it was just duo and quads.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I like the idea of the Battle Royale and just go around just blasting buildings and stuff like that. And that everything is, is that destructible nature. I haven't really watched any since it first came out. I watched some streams or whatever, and it looked fine. But yeah, very similar to what we've seen before from all of those. Yeah, I didn't. I've been playing just like a bunch of older games that I've talked about, so not much new to announce. One thing I did, like, I was looking back on my Steam Deck and like some games that, like, I haven't tried this one yet, and for some reason, I got a code for this game called Shooty Robot Invasion like a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I was like, let me try it out. And because like the idea of it is that it's just like it's a first person shooter, but it's all hand drawn. Like the animation's really, really strange, but it's all hand drawn. And it's just all these like there's a whole bunch of NPCs throughout and tons of lines of dialogue that was all handwritten by the creator. And I was like, all right, I owe him this much. So I'm going to watch it and I'm going to talk about it. But like, it is super funny. Like I didn't expect that level of like the quality in the writing and the content is very, very good. The animation is weird, but it's like it fits the aesthetic. It's all really cool. The gameplay is not very good. Like you're just shooting robots. There's all different types of robots and different weapons you could get, but it's like it's all like with just like a kind of a flat cell shaded like animation style. So like there's just like the things moving towards you. It's fine. I'm using it to progress. You know, you go to a new zone and robots attack you, and then you get to talk to the characters and get what I'm actually there for, which is the fun quippy dialogue. It's R-rated. There's a lot of cursing and stuff like that, but it's very well written. I'm enjoying my time with it, and it's super cheap. It was like $10. It would be fun like if you're like you know, a Twitch streamer or something, because it's really weird and absurd. I think it would draw some eyes to it. So, you know, I definitely recommend it for that. As far as being a game that I want to like, I'm excited to play. It's not, you know, it's not up there. But yeah, it's cool, and it deserves I think it's like $10. So, you know, and it's got, I think it's like 100% or close to it as on Steam. There's not a ton of reviews, but check it out. It's a fun, you know, it's a good story. If you like the South Park games, it kind of reminds me of that. It's just like really like, you know, that kind of vibe. And then one thing I do want to talk about,
but R-rated.
yeah, but more South Parky. And then one thing I just mentioned because I discovered it yesterday. I think it might have just come out yesterday, but like Netflix now has, like, I was going through Netflix with my son, and now they have like, it's just like in beta, but it's like games that you could play kind of Jackbox style with your phone right on your television. And one of those games is the new Lego Party game is on the Netflix. So me and my son played that. It's awesome. It was really cool. It worked. You know, not as good as like a controller would work. Obviously, anybody who's ever played using a phone as a controller knows that it doesn't feel as good. But for the mini games that you're playing on there, it was fine. But like the actual game, like it's very, very reminiscent of a Mario Party. I actually might like it better than a Mario Party. It has like announcers kind of like announcing the whole thing as you go. So, yeah. I anybody that has Netflix, check it out. There's like Boggle on there. There's a Tetris game, Pictionary, couple other games. But I was shocked when I saw this. I was like, I was gonna buy this game. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, check your Netflix. There's cool stuff.
That's surprising because I thought I was seeing some headlines just like last week about Netflix kind of shuttering some studios that they had purchased for bolstering their gaming.
Yeah, they maybe this is their last ditch effort, but yeah, it's and there are other games too, not just I think they call this like their game night or party night or whatever thing where it's like multiplayer games, but there are other games that you could play right on the television. There was like Space Invaders or something, or Missile Command, or, you know, games that like you could use your phone again as a controller and play right on the television. So it was really interesting. I had not seen nor heard anything about that.
So was there a lot of like hoops to jump through as far as connecting your phone to it? Like
not
the account has to be on all these. Okay.
No,
good.
it was a QR code, and you just scan it, and bam, it's a thing. I was like, am I gonna have to download an app or anything? But it was all right there. Yeah, it was pretty easy. All right, we got to get moving. There is one more game that I played, and it is in our new releases. So shall we get to it?
Let's do it.
First up, the big one that everybody's talking about. Everybody's playing it. Black Ops 7 came out November 14th on PC, PS5, and Xbox X and S. And I'm playing it through Game Pass. So I'm taking all questions. If you have any questions, let me know. It's the brand new campaign, which I'm not doing. So if you have questions about the campaign, I'm not doing it. It's got the zombies. Not doing that either. So if you have questions about the zombies, I'm not doing that either. But I am checking out the multiplayer. There's 16 6v6 maps. There's two 20v20 maps, all different new movement. You could wall run now and, move horizontally or something. I don't know. So I put in a few hours into the multiplayer. I'll tell you one change that I don't like. They removed skill-based matchmaking. So I now am getting destroyed every single game. I don't feel like, but back in the day when I would get paired up with these or matched up with these other people that were my level, there were times where I'm like crushing, I played a couple rounds here and I was in the middle, we'll say. I was never at the very bottom. So that's good, but I didn't feel as comfortable. So now granted, they're all, they're new maps. I'm trying things out. It's a new movement, but dude, it was rough.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think part of that has to be that the more Call of Duty has gone on, the fewer like casual people there are. Because I remember back in the day, just Call of Duty 4, World at War. I was playing World at War on the Wii. Like how are you supposed to be really competitive at that?
Yeah, that's true.
There's just not as many casual players, especially right on launch of a new game like this. Game Pass is probably helping in the opposite direction to get more people who aren't necessarily your hardcore people. But I think especially with this release of the game, it being just kind of the copy-paste of last year's, a little less interest, fewer numbers this year on Call of Duty in general. I think that you're going to have a lot more hardcore fans who are devoted to the game and we're going to play this no matter what. They're the ones who are getting in there and no-lifing it right now that you're getting paired up against.
And it feels that way, man. Yeah, because the movement, like they're doing the wall running and jumping as I'm trying to shoot them where they were, which they are no longer there, So it's like that. And as they're wall running and jumping, they're killing me. So it's a whole thing. I gotta, I gotta work on things. But it's nice. There's a mixture of old maps that have been in previous games, new maps. It does feel identical. It's Black Ops 6.5, I would say. I mean, I would even go back further. It really just continues to be an iteration of whatever, the oldest one is. But, it was, it being, I was never going to buy it. We talked about this. It was either Battlefield, or even Arc Raiders now. Like both I am more fond of than this game. But because it's on Game Pass and I have Game Pass, that's why I'm checking it out. And I am, enjoying my time with it as much as, and before I get super frustrated anyways. But, I will say that the people out there are this is a low point in Call of Duty. I mean, first of all, the game is full of like this generative AI for like your, like the calling cards and stuff like that. And they did like make mention of that. And here, let me see if I can find it. Oh, they said they're using AI powered tools to help to empower and support our teams to create the best gaming experience possible for our players. So, I mean, that's always the cop out. Like, oh, well, we're focused on the gameplay. We don't need to focus on this. But just like, have one or two people. How much does it take to like make these, which are all this different iterations from the previous game? Right. It's like,
get on Fiverr, do something,
right? Like, there's ways to do it without using like shitty AI.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a proponent of AI for the most part, at least playing around with it. But when you're charging people like 70, 80, 90, well, I don't know what the biggest package is for this, but you're charging that people for a AAA game, you don't expect to get in there and see generative AI being used.
Right.
And especially when it comes to the calling cards and things like that, because in that game, you have to make your own goals if you're going to play it long term. And you have to choose what to grind for. And a lot of times, I don't give a shit about 99% of those calling cards. But when there's one that I want to grind for it. Yeah. And it feels like it is cheapening it a little bit, that you just like threw a prompt into an AI generator
Yeah,
and got an image rather than somebody actually taking a moment to craft that.
absolutely. Remember the good old days when you just had like you could create your own with like the different shapes and stuff like
Oh
that?
yeah.
Oh
Oh,
man,
so
there were
many anime butts.
so many. That was fun though. But okay, and then on top of that, like the 24-hour peak player count on the day that came out was 89,000 on Steam, and um, at that time, uh, 271 same day, 271,000 people were playing Battlefield 6. That's crazy. We talked about, is this going to happen? I'm shocked that it's that drastic of a difference. You know, like a
Yeah.
third of the people playing Call of Duty on the day it's been released. So now, granted, that's Steam numbers. A lot of people, sure, playing it's on Game Pass. You know, we do have to take that into account. But still, man, that's that's big for that's the lowest numbers for the Call of Duty game on release. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
a something to take note of for sure.
I think so. And for Activision, especially, like, I don't know, maybe that's still enough money that they don't really care, but that has to be under projections for where they want to be. And, in that corporate world, it's always about changing that. We got to be up 5% this year. They've got to be down this year. And maybe it'll serve a lesson. Maybe they need to take an extra year on one of these games. Maybe break the cycle of, I just kind of feel like it's bullshit to copy and paste your game and come out with the same, just the next iteration of the same line the next year. I
Absolutely.
don't mind the yearly cycle. Back when we had, Treyarch was making one and they had
Hmm.
3 years to do it. Sledgehammer was making theirs and it was going to come out the next year. And then, this cycle of like 3 years of development, 3 years to actually craft a game. Granted, when those games came out, it sure didn't feel like 3 years were spent on them, and it kind
Sure.
of felt like, yeah. But yeah, something's got to happen for Call of Duty, because next year it'll be a change of pace. I'm sure it'll be back to Modern Warfare or something else. They've got to do something though to get people back,
Yeah.
because right now I'm not feeling Black Ops 7. Everything that I've seen, I've seen like one of the major boss fights in the campaign being compared to Skibbity Toilet, which should not happen. I get this is more of like a psychological thing from the trailers,
Yeah.
but yeah, when people are telling you that your series is like just splitting from reality and they kind of want that boots on the ground feel again, probably not the way to go.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, they were like, we're just gonna ride this wave right into oblivion. Um, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm hearing the campaign's not great. Zombies is it's not a fresh take. So yeah, it definitely was a misstep this year. But we'll see. I'm interested to see how they do continue it with the seasons and map packs and stuff, and how and if it ever swings one way or the other, or like if Battlefield's going to continue to maintain that player count versus this. So we'll report back and see if there's any big changes as far as that goes. But even on like Steam, like people are ripping it up because of the generative AI being used. So the review on there, I think it's mixed right now, but it's close to being a negative score. So yeah, we'll see where it goes from here. All right, next game that came out, Where Winds Meet, came out November 14th on PC, PS5, with a Xbox release sometime in 2026. This is an open world action role playing game, and it's like it's got the wuxia style martial arts. I'm a big fan of that. So once I saw this, I was like, oh, this game looks cool. I might check it out when it goes on sale. And then I saw it's free to play, dude. It's a brand
Yeah.
new game. Triple A ish, we'll say double A, and it's an open world game. Supposedly a fairly large world to play in. You can play it solo or up to four players. And yeah, it's like I'm hearing that it's fine. It's good. It's not like game of the year or anything, but it's a free game, and it's not like a live service game or anything like that. I mean, it has those elements there. Granted, there's a lot of microtransactions in it. That's how they're, trying to get some money off of this. But it's all like cosmetic stuff. It's not to make the game easier or better. So yeah, I was pretty surprised to see this. It's at a 73 right now on OpenCritic. So yeah, it's just a free game for you to play if you like martial arts. Like, why not? So I was like, this is one for you. Although it's 100 gigs, so
Oh, yeah.
something to consider.
I mean, it looks graphically, it looks like, I mean, those 100 gigs are probably well spent, so that's good. Yeah, I was surprised because I went to the Steam page and I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing that it's mostly positive. I'm just trying to suss it out and see what exactly is this game. Watching the trailers, and I noticed that it was free,
Yeah.
just free, and it didn't look like there were a ton of like just. It's not your Genshin Impact. It's not
Right.
a gacha game. It's not your live service game. So I wondered, like, how in the world are they making money? So I went to Google and I asked, and people like 3 months ago were saying, well, it's going to have a lot of like cosmetics, and it's not a pay to win, just cosmetics,
Right.
and that's completely fine. Assassin's Creed does that same model, except they charge you $80 for it. So
Right, exactly.
this
That's
I'm
crazy.
kind of surprised. Yeah.
It's I did the exact same thing. I was like, what is the catch? No one's offering these free games like without it being like, yeah, like you said, like a Genshin Impact or some sort of a gacha game and then like people are saying like, I mean, it's a Chinese game in China, like that's a big market. Those like microtransactions for cosmetics and stuff. So they're expecting to, if this game takes off, to recoup any of the expenses for the game. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Like I said, I'll probably just download it on my PlayStation 5 when I've got some space and just see what it's like. Because I do love that style of martial arts, the kind of floaty, like really beautiful, like wuxia style martial arts. So yeah, I'm excited to check that one out. And then last up, Escape from Tarkov finally has been released to its 1.0 status on November 15th on PC. This is a horror-ish extraction shooter. Have you ever played it?
I've not just heard a lot about it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like years ago when we were doing like the Fruit Lab stuff, there were a lot of people playing it then. And I'm just like, that was like a long time ago now. It feels like forever ago. So this game has been in like beta or early access or whatever they were calling it for like a decade.
Yeah, this is one like Rust, where it's just been out so long you just assumed that it was out.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
1.0, here we are.
Here we are. And I'm hearing that it's buggy still after this entire time. But I'm not. Everyone says how this is like it's like hard. It's a very hard game. So it's not something that I'm like, yeah, this sounds fun. I want to get in there and just have some like other rando like just kill me right away and take anything that I've gotten, which I guess is a big part of this is that people are really down on it because there's these cheaters that come in and they'll like kill you, take all your things, and then there is like a marketplace to sell things. So like they'll sell all your stuff, I guess, and then they'll get banned, but then like the game goes on sale and then they sell it to cheaters again. So like there's this whole like cycle of cheaters profiting from this game. So it's really weird. And then a lot of people are also down on it because the developer is like pro-Russian and they donate to the the Russian war against Ukraine or something. I don't know. Jeez. I didn't look too much into it, but I was wondering why the reviews were so bad, and those are all the reasons. So this is not a game that I will be dipping my toes into.
Yeah.
So. Not while I got a brand new free game called Where Winds Meet. What am I doing over here playing Escape from Tarkov, getting killed by people and having all my things stolen? All right. That is it for our new releases from this past week. It's time to get into the meat of our sandwich, the news of the week. Okay. Big news. Valve has come out with a whole bunch of new products sometime real soon. We got the Steam Machine, the Steam Controller, and the Steam Frame. Now, this was a big surprise to everybody in the industry that this was happening. I want to know before we get into the details of it, what was your reaction when you saw this lineup?
Yeah, I caught the trailer on YouTube, and I was just, it doesn't make much of a difference in my life that these things are coming out. Maybe the headset, the VR headset, but I'm still very excited just to see where this goes. And like, just like the Steam Deck brought a lot more people
Hmm.
over to PC gaming, this is going to do that same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I still have to think about it because this is another one of those things where it's more of a console than a PC. I would still say because you're not going to be upgrading any of the specs on it, as far as I know.
Yeah.
You're kind of stuck with what you get, and you're not running like Windows, so you're not going to run everything that you could if you're running a Windows machine or even Linux. You're kind of stuck on that Steam OS. But I'm just excited to see where it goes and see who's going to get into kind of dipping their toes in at least PC gaming through this.
Yes. Yeah, I saw initially like some articles saying that like this is the machine for people who bought a Steam Deck and got into PC gaming through that, you know? And I'm like, hey, that's me. Like that's 100% where I play my PC games. I don't have a gaming computer. So it's all done through my Steam Deck. And now to have this as an option that I can now play my entire Steam library on my television without using my Steam Deck or my dock, which I have done before. But this one, they're saying it's 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck. So I'll be able to play some more of those AAA games. But um, it's tiny. It's like this big. And then here, I'll read some of the specs real fast. It's got 1 gigabit Ethernet. It's got HDMI 2, USB-C, and some USB-A ports. 4K gaming, 60 frames per second with FSR. And then it's going to be available in 512 gigs and 2 terabytes. Wi-Fi, it's got good Wi-Fi, power brick built right in. It's got an LED strip. The panel on the front you could like take off and customize. I did hear that they're going to be also putting that it's 3D printed, and they put out the file for that, so you can customize your own, make your own at home if you have a 3D printer. So that's pretty cool. And then yeah, it runs the Steam operating system, which is the big thing for me. Like that, the idea that now I'm invested in Steam because I have like 500 games now on Steam. And I'm part of that ecosystem. This is my gaming library that right now I could only play on my Steam Deck. And to have this like flawless way of getting into these games right there, that's a huge, huge feature for me now that I'm, part of that world. So the actual specs on it, like I don't know. Like I go both ways on it. So it doesn't seem to be super powerful in that it's only 60 frames per second, and it's through upscaling. You're not doing 120 frames. There's it's not built for that. So
Yeah.
the idea of that is enticing because it's like, okay, I'll be able to still play those AAA games to a point, and it shouldn't break the bank. But that's where like the big question is. Like, what is the price for this going to be? Some of the decisions they made for the inside of that like seem to be stuff that like, okay, we could offer this at a reasonable cost to people to get them playing this game. It's not. I mean, they're saying it's a PC, but like you said, it's not a traditional PC. It's still all in one console type experience. So all that being said, like, what do you think that the price is going to be for this? Now, so you got a 512 gig and a 2 terabyte gig. Obviously, there's going to be a pretty big difference in that price. What would you think if you had to guess?
I mean, it sounds like it's up there with what the PlayStation 5 is going to do or the Xbox One X. I would hope that it's not going to come in too much higher than that.
Yeah.
Considering, I mean, we're not talking about a full PC setup or anything. No monitors. I don't think a keyboard and mouse are included in this.
Nope. And I don't even think the controller is included because you can use any controller. You don't even need the Steam controller. So you're just getting the cube. So like,
yeah. I don't know, for like a mid entry to mid level gaming PC, I would think like $800.
Hmm.
This being all packed into one using proprietary stuff, maybe I don't know if it comes out at above or below because of that,
Yeah,
but somewhere in there, and I think people would be happy with the experience considering what a PlayStation 5 Pro is going to cost you now.
right. See, and that's where I keep going back and forth. Like, part of me wants to say this is going to be $500 for the 512 gig, and let's say 650 for the 2 terabyte. Part of me wants to say that because that would lock it in. You know how many of these things are going to sell at that price? And because, like I said, it's not, we're not at PS5 Pro level. So that's $750. That's doing, 120 hertz, 120 frames per second. That's the most powerful thing that you could get. That's 750. So yeah, I don't know. But at the same time, when this was first shown, I'm like, oh, that's going to be $1,000, But at that point, it's you're better off getting a PlayStation Pro or whatever this new Xbox slash Steam thing is going to be, because that's going to be, which that's another thing we have to take into consideration. Like, what they've announced that the next Xbox is going to be, it's going to be pricey, but it's also going to be like this all inclusive machine that also is like a PC, that it also has access to your Steam games on it, much like the ROG Ally does. So, yeah, like, what price is that going to be? And this has to be less than that. So
Right.
yeah, it's weird for me. Like, it's as anything under 750, and I'm in, no questions asked. Like, to have this there, I mean, because like I still have so many AAA Steam games that I haven't even attempted to play because I'm only playing on my Steam Deck. I have a whole library of games that I would love to try on my television with this. So that would be great. But I can't see myself paying that much more just to do that. I'll wait and see what the Steam Deck 2 has to offer or something. Um,
But I'll say that one of the pluses that it has going for it is access to the whole Steam library. I mean, you should be able to play everything that
yeah,
comes out for the next 5 years, at the
right.
very least, with the specs here. Maybe in 60 FPS, but if that's not good enough, I don't know. You can
Yeah,
only fit so much performance into a form factor and a price point.
exactly. Yeah, and that's the other thing. So like, now they have I did read, like, so IGN had a hands-on with it, and one of the things they said is that the Steam Machine did have trouble running Silent Hill 2. So like, are we already like getting to the point? And then they said they're going to have different badges. So like, right now on Steam it says verified for Steam Deck. It's also going to have that for the Steam Machine. It's going to say it's verified. Now, if you need that badge to say if this is going to work, it's not everything. So that
Right.
there's a little bit of worry there too, that we need to have a
There,
verification for a game which should work on a PC.
yeah.
You know,
It may there may be sort of a separate reason for that. Whereas with the Steam Deck, it's going to be almost purely because of the specs. If your specs are not good enough for a certain game, you're not going to be able to have a good experience with it. With this one, it may be less the specs and it may be more the configuration, because they're talking about like semi-custom chips being used. Every game has to be optimized
sure,
to an extent, like, because some of your with PCs, it's so open ended. You don't know what somebody has installed hardware wise, let alone like all the software and stuff. So certain things I'm sure will need to be tuned to whatever the Steam machine is using, and maybe those tuned experiences then get the badge. But yeah, it's a little concerning that if you feel that you need that badge, that's sort of a qualifier there, that it's not going to run everything, which I would assume it would have no problem running like every AAA game for the next 5 years.
right. And even like, some of the games with like anti-cheat or whatever, like, online games, those ones,
Yeah.
don't work either. So maybe it's for that too. I don't know. But yeah, I am so excited to see more. What about the controller? What did you think of the look of that thing?
I mean, looks interesting. It's a good all-around controller that you could use wherever on
Yeah.
whatever. It's great. I mean, I have no problem using a PS5 or an Xbox One controller. I just use them on PC all the time if a game works well for that.
Yeah.
I hear nothing but great stuff about their previous version of the Steam controller. I've heard a little criticism that this is just kind of confusing things between the two.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're not making that first one anymore, and they're just going to sell the second one, then it is what it is.
Yeah. I like the charger / like wireless puck thing that comes where it kind of just sticks on there. That's a cool idea. And then yeah, it looks good. I like the I use the trackpads quite a bit when I'm playing my Steam Deck, so that's pretty cool. And it's got the gyro in there, everything. What do you think that the controller is going to cost? I think it's gonna be like $100. Seems like it's like $100 thing.
Yeah, I would think it's going to be up there with whatever, like the PS5 Pro controller. Do they have a Pro version, or am I thinking Xbox?
No, they do,
One of them
but
has
it's like
a
very
top
expensive.
of the line.
Yeah, I think
The
like
Elite controller, whatever that is.
yeah, because I think the basic, like the Dual Sense controllers are like 80. I think now. I think $79.99 for just a basic controller. So yeah.
I'm thinking somewhere around that $100 mark.
Yeah.
I mean, even a computer mouse will cost you $100 now.
Right. Yeah, everything's so expensive now. So it is hard to like kind of put this into perspective. And then the last thing was, yeah, the Steam Frame, which is their VR headset. We didn't get much information about that. But again, it's got, cool VR controller with it. It's completely wireless. And you could play every Steam game in there, whether it's, built for VR or not. So that's a cool idea too for people without like, a big TV. You play your games on a giant screen as long as you're okay with sitting on your couch with this thing on your head. So yeah, I'm excited to see more.
Looking forward to seeing more about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did watch it. I watched like part of the Linus Tech Tips review of that, but all I remember, I think he had a line in there about it's made every other VR headset obsolete already.
Wow.
So after rewatch that, get the details of why he said that. And also, something that I was thinking about, and I don't think that they actually said this, but I could see it coming down the road after this releases. What do you think the chances are that you're going to be able to kind of pair your Steam Deck with the Steam machine and play your more powerful games there, stream it to your handheld?
Yeah, that was one of the things they did say, that it streams.
Oh.
So you can, I don't know about the Steam Deck inclusivity, but you can stream games from your PC to the Steam machine to play on your television at a higher quality. So I do think that the Steam Deck, they did kind of mention that there will be some inclusion with the Steam Deck for that to maybe like stream it. But I don't know if that's all based on like streaming from the PC to, I don't know. But yeah, that immediately I was like, okay, that's going to, I could probably even use, I would assume I could use my Steam Deck as a controller for that, is my assumption,
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm super excited to see more. I want to know the price. I want to know. I just want to, when. Is it early 2026? Another thing, like, do you think we're gonna see? I kind of expected, like, with this announcement, some mention of Half-Life 3, because you picture like you bundle that with this or something, like it's a win for Valve. Do you think we'll see anything about Half-Life 3?
That would be pretty cool. A special edition orange version of the
dude,
the Steam
the
machine.
orange box.
Steam logo on the front, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, it would be awesome. So I'm thinking, I mean, we got the Game Awards coming up in just, less than a month now. So I'm kind of feeling like one of my predictions might be either like Half-Life 3 or something from Valve there regarding that. I mean, you talk about like the Steam Frame, that they already have like one of the best VR games in Half-Life Alyx. So like it kind of just makes sense, just keep the Half-Life thing going. So yeah, I'm excited, man. It felt like really when they announced this, it felt like, it's a new console basically. It's exciting to talk about and speculate. So very much looking forward to it. All right, and real quick, speaking of the Game Awards, they did announce that the nominees will be announced. Just hours from the release of this. this show. So we'll talk about them next week on here. But yeah, November 17th, the video game nominees are announced. Do you got any predictions?
I'm more interested in the indie
Mm-hmm.
picks this year, so
Yeah.
I assume Ball X Pit has to be there.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
Mega Bonk, and then what else?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are a few that I haven't even got to try out. Like Peak, that's a big one, but I don't know if it has as much
Yeah.
eyes on it. RB there yet? I want to play that one a lot. But yeah, those
Yeah.
co-op games, I don't know if they've gotten as
They
big
need
as
a-
like Mega Bonk and those.
Right. They need a whole new category for that, like friend slop games. There's so many of those
Yeah.
out now. But yeah, I quick took a look at like the highest scored games of the year, and it seems like it's kind of a no brainer that it's just going to be those. There doesn't seem to be any outliers. Like, so you got Expedition 33, Hades 2,
Oh yeah.
Blueprint, Split Fiction, Silk Song, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Death Stranding 2. Those are like the highest scored games on Metacritic. So it seems like that's it. Like, right? Like I'm trying to think of something outside those that would fit in there, and I don't know. So
I'll call it now. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 will get it. I've heard just the most praise for
That's
this
my
game
pick.
this year. Never played it, but
that's
yeah,
my
I
pick.
think it'll be.
Yep. But yeah, I'm very excited. And like I said, yeah, we'll run through the nominees next week here on Gaming News Weekly. All right. Next up, we had the PlayStation Plus catalog announced for November. So if you are a subscriber for either the extra or the premium subscription, you're getting some quality games. First up, Red Dead Redemption comes to the extra game catalog along with GTA 5, Pacific Drive, Still Wakes the Deep, Insurgency Sandstorm, Thank Goodness You're Here, The Talos Principle 2, Monster Jam Showdown, MotoGP 25, and then on the premium side, Tomb Raider Anniversary. This is it's a good month. It's a good stack of games in there. Some quality classics in Red Dead Redemption and GTA 5. Pacific Drive, I was talking about a couple weeks ago. That game is so much fun. Still Wakes the Deep. I haven't got a chance to play it, but that's the game from the Chinese Room where it's like a kind of a spooky game on an oil rig. That looks cool. And then Thank Goodness You're Here is one of the funniest games I've played in the last 10 years, and I highly recommend it for everybody. So, and then Monster Trucks, right? You put the addition of Monster Jam Showdown in there, boom. So, yeah.
That's a banger of a month for PlayStation. That's really good. I mean, if you haven't played GTA 5 yet, it's great. I mean, this is like we're talking about a $10 game at this point, so that's not like a huge one. But
Sure.
like stuff like Red Dead Redemption, I would like to go back and play that because I haven't played that one, even though Red Dead 2 is like in my top amount of hours spent on a game.
Yeah.
So if you haven't had the opportunity, this is a great time to do it. Same with Pacific Drive and Still Wakes the Deep.
Yep, absolutely. Good month. And then I guess, so if you don't have PlayStation Plus Extra and you do have a craving for Red Dead Redemption, fear not. You can play it literally everywhere now. Like, I'm not being facetious. You can play it on your fridge. You can play it on your toilet. Because Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare, the DLC, are coming to Netflix, iOS, Android, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, Nintendo Switch 2 on December 2nd. So they're already out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and now they're on everything else. You can experience these epic Western adventures with free upgrades, the ability to carry over game progress, and more. The mobile versions of the game include mobile-friendly control options, and the Netflix release, it will be made available to existing subscribers on December 2nd. So PS5 and Xbox players will get the game in 60 frames per second with enhanced image quality, HDR support, and up to 4K resolution. Same thing with Nintendo Switch. They've got HDR, DLSS, mouse controls, and 60 frames per second. And then in addition, if you already own Red Dead on PlayStation 4 or Nintendo Switch, or Xbox One, you will be able to upgrade digitally to the new enhanced version for free. So yeah, man, it's crazy. They're like, all right, so GTA 6, that's not for a little bit. What can we do? Like, oh, let's put Red Dead Redemption out just for everybody on everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I expect you to get back. I want you to get those numbers up, dude, on Red Dead Redemption. I want them to be similar to what you got on RDR2. How many hours you got on Red Dead Redemption 2?
I have
Over
no idea, 'cause
1,000?
it's mostly online. No, not
Yeah.
into the thousands, I wouldn't think, but maybe
Okay.
seriously like in the 800s, something like that. Because I played it on like 3 separate accounts, pretty much, like PC,
Yeah.
PS4. I guess PS4. I don't remember, but I played it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you were playing it a lot, the online. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now I'm fully expecting. There's a whole year still until GTA 6 comes out. I'm fully expecting they're going to do the same thing with Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, get they need something to give something going over there at Rockstar.
Yeah.
Keep the investors happy. So, yeah, that's my prediction that within this year, well, this coming year, before GTA 6, we get Red Dead Redemption available on. It's not on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series yet. So yeah, I think it'd be sweet. All right. Next up, we got a new game announcement. Horizon Steel Frontiers is a cross-platform, mobile-first MMORPG based in the Horizon universe, developed by NC with support from Guerrilla. It is, yeah, it's weird. It's weird, man. It's only on PC and mobile, no PlayStation. And this is, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a PlayStation game. It's weird.
Yeah.
But it's specifically made as a mobile game. They're just kind of also throwing it on PC, and it's gonna, you run around with your friends. It looks kind of Monster Hunter-y, where you just run around killing monsters and then taking their bits to like create different machines and upgrades and stuff like that, which is the basic premise of Monster Hunter, just with cooler stuff and not like as robot-y. So that was my thought on it. What do you think of this one?
The Horizon games look awesome. I played the first one
Hmm.
quite a bit, didn't get into the second one though. But I'm going to be honest, like I'm not that in love with the world that I feel like I'd need a bunch of other experiences in that
Yeah.
world. I mean, they already did like the Lego one recently, and now here's this. This almost feels like maybe it's not even for like American audiences or Western audiences when they go
Sure.
mobile first. That's usually
Yeah.
some indication that this is for like the Asian market.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know like what sort of microtransactions it's going to have. If it's going to be that very much like a gotcha game style thing, very heavy microtransactions, or even what like you could add to this, because the world. I mean, besides having your giant monster creatures and stuff, like there's not like they're not wearing like full costumes and stuff like that. It's everything's pretty sparse. So I don't know if it's just going to be like a time thing. With mobile, it's like you could speed this up for this amount of money, or like have more. You
Yeah.
could create more things if it's going to be something like that. I'm always very very leery of the mobile model. So yeah, we'll see. I do like the Horizon universe as well. No alloy in this that we've seen yet. I don't know if maybe that'll be a something you could buy. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep posted with more information as we get more. No release date for that one. No, nothing. And then last up, we got to talk about it. Super Mario Galaxy trailer. The full trailer dropped, and it looks fun. It looks fun. After the first one, everybody was skeptical going in. You and I both liked it probably more than the average video game fan. But we had fun with it, and this one looks to be more of that. You got Tiny Bowser, you got Bowser's son, played by Benny Safdie. You got Rosalina, played by Brie Larson, in this, and yeah, it looks fun. What were your thoughts on it?
I mean, looks good. Looks like more of the same. it's not near, like, I didn't play Mario Galaxy, so I didn't know what to expect when we saw the reveal of the title before. Much less galaxy and space than I thought, which is good.
Yeah.
It seems more grounded. They're just gonna, shoot through a pipe to the other planet with the other princess.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I started looking at some of like the comments, and people are saying like, I didn't think it was going to be cooked this early into the franchise,
Cool.
because of the inclusion of Brie Larson. So I had to go to my wife and say once again, hey, why do we hate Brie Larson? What's the problem? And I can't remember because it was so inconsequential.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't care.
Yeah, I like it. I like her. I like her and everything she's in. So yeah, I'm excited. I think a lot of it is too, like, I see the excitement that my son has for these, and like, we share in that. It's one of the reasons that I did enjoy the Minecraft movie as much as I did, because he loved it. So it's fun, like, when you can share in that. But yeah, also I don't like to be negative about silly stuff like a lot of this community does. So,
Yes.
take it where you can get it. It's fun. We'll have fun with it.
Yeah. If the experience is a good experience, just enjoy it. I mean, because there's not a lot of bright stuff happening in the world right now. Let's
Absolutely.
take our wins where we can find it.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. So this one comes out April 2026. I am looking forward to it. It looks to be very amusing. A lot of fun. All right. That's all I got. You got anything else?
Nah, that's it.
You want to talk about the Steam machine some more? We could probably just put another couple hours talking about that.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm still just thinking about it. What kind of panel you gonna put on yours? I don't even know. It could be like a wood. You could do like a wood panel.
Like I got 3D printers at my disposal. A lot of interesting stuff. I did see one in that Linus Tech Tips video. They talked about somebody did like an e-ink display built into that front panel that shows like the temps and the things of the.
That's
so there's
cool.
a lot of potential there.
Wow.
I'm very interested in that kind of stuff.
Oh man, that's fun. Yeah. It's I just want more. I want more information. So hopefully we won't have to wait too long to get some more info. But all right. Well, thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. We had a lot of fun. A lot of fun here, as we do every week. Be sure to go check us out on YouTube at Pop Culture Playground. It's the name of the channel. You can watch this video complete with all the trailers and our smiling faces. Or you could always go anywhere podcasts are found. Just type in GNW, and you'll have access to this show as an audio file. Make sure you subscribe there. That way, every Monday morning, you'll have this on, just ready to go. As soon as you jump in your car, bam, you're listening to this. You're ready for the week. And then follow us on TikTok. We're still posting some things there. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. What else? Anything?
No, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to put it like on a big boombox and walk around playing G&W so everybody in the public can hear.
Smooth. That would be
We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. If you do that, just film a little clip of that, send it in to us, and we'll send you a care package complete with all the goods that you could ever think of.
I'll send you a front for the Steam machine. It's 3D printed.
That's a good idea. You got it. This could be your new side hustle, dude. Just start. They can't take too long. They're what, like, a half an inch thick?
Yeah.
Just pop those on there. You just need to put some magnets in or something. We got to talk about this. Gaming News Weekly panels. Fire. All right. That's all I got. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.